my name is Preston Stanley, 18, and this is my brother Daniel Stanley.
Hi, I'm 14. I go to Doje Christian, and we're gonna be talking about Black history.
What does Black history mean to you?
It means past leaders fought for freedom, more like risking their lives, just for a speck of freedom. But today we don't think we do that right now.
Preston?
Black history means empowerment, also means learning about the past and how we came from slavery to where we are now. But to me, it also means how we progress in the future and not dwelling so much on the past, but knowing our history so in the future we can advance more than what we are right now, instead of always thinking about past things and just dwelling on those, so we never become better as a race.
Okay, who are some of your past civil rights heroes?
I would say that me personally, I'm more of a Malcolm X fan than I am Martin Luther King, but both played huge roles in the civil rights movement. I would say, even though what happened to him wasn't necessary and shouldn't have, but Emmett Till, because he basically started the movement with him being killed and his mother showing his body at his funeral. So those, to me, are like great past leaders for the civil rights movement.
Danny?
For me, I guess it's kind of a cliche, but I'll go with Martin Luther King. He strived for us to march in certain places like Washington D.C. and
Selma.
He was like a great leader to everybody who was in the movement, and like since he died in 1968, a lot of people was hurt from that, because he was such a good leader for bringing us to freedom. So I have a feeling that me personally, he was a great leader for the civil rights movement.
Okay, who do you look to today? Who are some current civil rights leaders that you look to today?
I would have to say, and like people who know me know that he's my favorite rapper, but Kendrick Lamar. And I say that because he basically raps about Black empowerment and showing how we should be leaders of, this new age of people. I think his album in 2015, To Pimp a Butterfly, was a great album of this past decade, because it's just like a Black album. It just showcases everything from Black people and their struggles to how we should continue to grow, how we should love ourselves and stuff. So.
What's up, guys? For Complex News, I'm Alex Hudgens. Thousands of activists have flooded the Washington Mall in Washington, D.C. today on the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March. Participants are marching, delivering and listening to speeches, and chanting as a means of protesting racial inequality and police brutality. The theme of this year's gathering is Justice or Else, and marchers have been using the chorus of Kendrick Lamar's All Right as a rallying cry to promote the urgency of their cause. The Hilltop tweeted a video of the powerful scene.
We gon' be all right. 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 We gon' be all right.
Kendrick's empowering To Pimp a Butterfly track was also used during a protest against police brutality at Cleveland State University earlier this year.
Colin Kaepernick, he's doing great. He's donating to that. And I also think LeBron James and what he's doing in his community is also like showing his leadership in the black community and how he's trying to progress us further.
This is your foundation and working with these children, and you've been doing this for years now.
Yes,
I remember going back with you to Akron when it was first starting and seeing you hands-on with the kids. It's as important now in 2016 as when you began this.
No, absolutely, and just a few days ago we had our family reunion, bringing in a new crop of third graders, and this is year 6 for us. And you know, what my foundation has been able to do has been unbelievable, just to hit home into our inner city, make sure that our kids understand how important they are to us long term, you know, because they are our future, and it's unbelievable what we've been able to do so far.
What will it mean to you to see them graduate and to go on to college?
It will mean everything to me, and that's why we have so many people looking after them, from mentors to, I got high school kids looking after our kids. We have the University of Akron looking after our kids, and if they're able to graduate and reach all their criteria, we also have a college degree, a college education waiting for them to go off to college. So it's very exciting.
And you said this at the ESPYs, you and the others there on the stage. That was a dramatic open to the ESPYs like that. But you talked about in your local communities that we all want to save the world, but you've got to start right there at home.
Absolutely, and I don't have all the answers. I know that, but what I do know is going back into our communities. It starts there. You know, so many of our kids look up to us where we grew up in because they relate to that. They're like, oh wow, he grew up here, he walked these same streets.
Right.
How did he do it? How did he make it? And for me to be able to go back into my community and have hands-on, starting kid by kid and block by block and street by street, you know, and building that up in order, I feel like that helps to make a change ultimately for the rest of us.
Yeah, it's good they can touch you, they can see you, they know that you came from the same neighborhood.
Okay. So where do we go from here? What are some things that we could do to help us progress in the future?
We can start making more marches to spread out what we believe in and stuff like that. We can also start voting more, since like that been a lot of problems. No, Donald Trump. No.
Preston?
I think what we could do is just get more informed on like the news and what's going on, not just in your like social area, but around the world, because those things can affect us on a personal level, a social level, and economic level, and stuff like that. So that's like the biggest thing, is just get informed on what's happening around you, because if you're not informed, then you're just going around the world not knowing anything, and when problems happen, you can't solve them because you don't know how to solve them or what to do. So just, get informed. So.
Okay, any last words y'all want to leave with us?
I would say that Black history is a time that we should really reflect on, because even though we get a month, we should really be thinking about it all year, because this is our history, our people, so we shouldn't just combine that to just 1 month out of a year. It should be year round.
Okay, thank y'all.
So what do you make of Colin Kaepernick not standing up?
I support him. I find it so interesting how people want to pick and choose what rights people have. Now, anytime you talk about anti-gun violence, people run around screaming about they don't want their Second Amendment rights to be infringed upon. The same way John Carlos and Tommy Smith raised their black glove fist in '68 Olympics in Mexico, the same way Muhammad Ali refused to fight for injustice, a war that was crazy.
Refused to fight in the Vietnam
War. Yes, the Vietnam War. These are rights that Americans have.
You see what he is doing, what Colin Kaepernick is doing, is in that tradition.
Yes, it's in that tradition of black athletes standing up, using their platform and saying, I'm not happy with the way black people, people of color, are being treated.
It's so interesting because often at the time when an athlete does it, they are vilified.
Oh, that's the thing.
Years later. I mean, Muhammad Ali.
The biggest revisionist story ever. Muhammad Ali at one time was the most hated person.
Yeah.
People need to Google, do research. Muhammad Ali was the most hated person in America.
He couldn't box in America.
Muhammad Ali, people love is him lighting the torch, where his arm is shaking. In the Olympics in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But not the defiant. He said, no Viet Cong ever called me, I'm not going to say the N-word. And he sacrificed.
New York Times would not use his name. They would call him Cassius Clay.
Not even calling the guy his name. So I think this is in the same tradition. What I find, I like to say this, I find it very interesting that 3 members of Big Blue, the new New York football giants, one presently playing, and 2 retired, are the ones that are criticizing them. 3 are the new, that's my team, football. 3 of those brothers, they should, they should understand in what tradition, the history of why Colin did this. Now, I bet you went to all 3 of them, they would say they love Muhammad Ali. How could you love Muhammad Ali and not love him for the stance he took not to be inducted into the Vietnam War? If you say you like Tommy Smith, John Cole, yeah. It's the same thing.
Muhammad Ali said, if I kept my mouth shut just because I can make millions, then this ain't doing nothing. So I just love the freedom and the flesh and blood of my people more so than I do the money. And Jackie Robinson said, I cannot stand and sing the anthem. I cannot salute the flag. I know that I'm a black man in a white world. That was Jackie Robinson in 1972 in his autobiography. It is so interesting to me how...
This is the tradition. What Colin is doing now is not just come out and pop out of nowhere. There's tradition of African-American athletes standing up and saying, and using their platform to say something is wrong.
Do you think he's going to pay a price for it? I mean,
they all do. Muhammad Ali, 3 years of his prime.
Yeah.
John Carlos, Tommy Smith, of course. But these brothers do this knowing that there can be ramifications, and they don't care because this is their belief. Another thing I have to say, they always bring up, oh, you're making a lot of money. So the reason, because you make money, that means that you can't have a moral foundation and speak. I mean, like, here's the thing. Black athletes, we pay you money, play ball, shut up, don't say nothing. We're giving you money, millions of dollars, just to go out there, run up and down the gridiron.
I mean, there have been a
lot
of
athletes. Run up and down the court and just be quiet and play.
There have been a lot of athletes who don't want to risk, their endorsement deals, things like that.
I understand that. It's all an individual choice. But when someone has the courage to step out, knowing they're going to lose all that, why are you going to jump on the brother man?
Do you stand up during the national anthem?
Yes. But it's a personal choice. That is not me standing up for the national anthem does not affect me doing Malcolm X or Do the Right Thing with all the other documentaries. So that has nothing to do with it for me. I stand up.
And yet,
but I'm not gonna.
You also stand up for his right not to.
Yes.
What y'all want to do? What y'all want to do? Anything. Pose. 3. Okay, what else? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Get a look.